4 places where seniors can live happily and thrive alone for health and peace of mind. Are you over 60 and tired of feeling isolated in a place that doesn't support your lifestyle anymore? Maybe your kids moved away, your neighborhood changed, or you're simply ready for something different. What if I told you there are hidden gems across America and beyond where seniors just like you are thriving alone without family nearby and absolutely loving every moment of it? These aren't the typical retirement communities you see advertised. These are vibrant, affordable places where independence meets community, where your health improves, and where waking up each morning feels exciting again. In fact, research shows that seniors who relocate to the right environment can add 7 to 12 years to their lives. The secret isn't just about location. It's about finding a place that matches who you are now and who you want to become in your next chapter. Are you over 60 and tired of feeling isolated in a place that doesn't support your lifestyle anymore? Maybe your kids moved away, your neighborhood changed, or you're simply ready for something different. What if I told you there are hidden gems across America and beyond where seniors just like you are thriving alone without family nearby and absolutely loving every moment of it? These aren't the typical retirement communities you see advertised. These are vibrant, affordable places where independence meets community, where your health improves, and where waking up each morning feels exciting again. In fact, research shows that seniors who relocate to the right environment can add 7 to 12 years to their lives. The secret isn't just about location. It's about finding a place that matches who you are now and who you want to become in your next chapter. In the next 12 minutes, I'll reveal 4 surprising locations where thousands of seniors are living their best lives solo. You'll discover why location number 3 has become the secret retirement paradise for independent seniors. The one thing these places have in common, the doctors say, extends lifespan. A simple checklist to determine if you're ready to make the move. Plus, I'll share real stories from people who took the leap and never looked back. If this sounds like the fresh start you've been dreaming about, hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss future videos on living your absolute best life after 60. Society tells us that aging alone is something to fear. But here's the truth. 30% of people over 65 now live alone. And research shows many are happier than their married peers. Living solo doesn't mean being lonely. It means having the freedom to design a life around your passions, your schedule, and your dreams. Place 1. Asheville, North Carolina. The first location might surprise you because it's not in Florida or Arizona. Asheville, North Carolina sits nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and it's become a magnet for creative, independent seniors who refuse to slow down. Picture this. You wake up to mountain views, spend your morning hiking trails that range from easy walks to challenging climbs, then head downtown for an afternoon pottery class or live music at a local venue. This isn't a fantasy. This is what Robert does every week, and he's 72 years old. Robert traded his cramped New York apartment for a mountain cottage 3 years ago, and he told me it saved his life. Not just figuratively. His blood pressure dropped, his chronic back pain disappeared from daily walks, and he's made more genuine friends in Asheville than he had in 40 years in the city. What makes Asheville special is its vibrant arts and cultural scene. We're talking art galleries, craft breweries, farm-to-table restaurants, and a community that values creativity at any age. The cost of living is reasonable compared to major cities. You can find a comfortable two-bedroom home for under $300,000 or rent a nice apartment for $1,500 a month. Healthcare is excellent too. Mission Health System provides top-tier medical care, and the area attracts doctors who want the mountain lifestyle themselves. But here's what really sets Asheville apart: the community's emphasis on holistic wellness. Yoga studios, meditation centers, organic markets, hiking groups, they're everywhere. If you're health conscious and want to be around like-minded people, this is your place. The winters are mild compared to the northeast, with occasional snow that adds charm without the hassle. Springs and falls are absolutely spectacular, with blooming flowers and changing leaves. Summers stay comfortable because of the elevation. Robert says the best part is the sense of purpose he found. He volunteers at the Folk Arts Centre, joined a photography club, and discovered talents he never knew he had. When I asked what he'd tell someone considering the move, he said this: "Stop waiting for the perfect time, because you'll find your people here, and they'll make you feel 20 years younger." One concern some people have is that Asheville can feel politically liberal, which is fine if that matches your values, but it's worth visiting first to see if the culture fits you. The city attracts former professionals, artists and outdoor enthusiasts. If you value intellectual conversations, environmental consciousness and active lifestyles over traditional retirement activities like golf, Asheville might be your perfect match. Transportation is easy, with a small airport and reasonable driving distances to major cities. The downtown is walkable, which matters as you age. You don't need to drive everywhere, and that independence is priceless. Place 2. San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. This UNESCO World Heritage City has become the secret haven for American and Canadian seniors. And it's not just about the weather, though the year-round spring-like climate certainly helps. San Miguel de Allende sits in the mountains of central Mexico, about 3.5 hours from Mexico City, and it's where Margaret discovered she could live like royalty on a modest budget. Margaret moved there at 68 with $200,000 in savings, convinced she'd have to pinch pennies for the rest of her life. 5 years later, she lives in a beautiful colonial home with a rooftop terrace, employs a housekeeper twice a week, eats out whenever she wants, and still saves money every month. Her monthly expenses average $2,000, covering everything including private health insurance. In the United States, her Social Security alone wouldn't cover rent. Here, it funds an extraordinary life. The cost of living is roughly 70% less than the US average. A nice two-bedroom home in the historic centre rents for $800 to $1,200 monthly. Groceries, utilities, and entertainment are incredibly affordable. But here's what makes San Miguel truly special for solo seniors: the instant community. Within 2 weeks of arriving, Margaret had dinner invitations, book club options, and new friends who understood exactly what she was going through. The expat community is large enough to provide support, but small enough to feel intimate. You'll find art classes, language exchanges, volunteer opportunities, and social events every single day. The healthcare surprised Margaret most. She pays $150 monthly for private insurance that covers everything. Her doctor makes house calls. Dental work costs a fraction of US prices with the same quality. When she needed minor surgery, the hospital was spotless, modern, and the staff spoke English. The entire bill was less than her US insurance deductible would have been. Now let's address the elephant in the room: safety and the language barrier. San Miguel is one of Mexico's safest cities, with a large police presence and low crime rates. Most locals in tourist areas speak some English, and you'll find plenty of bilingual services. That said, learning basic Spanish enriches your experience tremendously and shows respect for the culture. Margaret takes weekly Spanish lessons and loves it. The city itself is stunning. Cobblestone streets, colonial architecture, vibrant colours, and a thriving arts scene that rivals any major city. You can attend gallery openings, concerts, theatre performances, and cultural festivals regularly. The food is incredible, mixing traditional Mexican cuisine with international options. Margaret's favourite thing is the sense of purpose she found. She volunteers teaching English to local children, joined a women's entrepreneurship program, and discovered a passion for Mexican folk art. She says the experience made her feel relevant again in a way retirement in the States never did. Before you dismiss this option as too drastic, consider that thousands of American and Canadian seniors already made this move successfully. Many visit for a month first, often during winter, to test the waters. The visa process is straightforward, and you can live there legally on a temporary or permanent resident visa. The altitude is 5,600 feet, so if you have respiratory issues, consult your doctor first. Otherwise, many seniors find the climate perfect, with warm days and cool nights year-round. This isn't your typical Florida retirement spot, and that's exactly why it works for independent seniors who want more than shuffleboard and early bird specials. Sarasota sits on Florida's Gulf Coast and offers a completely different vibe from places like Miami or even nearby Tampa. What sets it apart is the cultural richness. We're talking opera, ballet, symphony, theatre, art museums and film festivals that rival major metropolitan areas. The city attracts intellectually curious seniors who want to stay engaged, not checked out. Think about waking up to Gulf of Mexico sunrises, spending your morning kayaking through mangroves, or walking along Siesta Key Beach, which has sand so white and fine it squeaks under your feet. Then catch an afternoon matinee at the Asolo Repertory Theatre or visit the Ringling Museum of Art, one of the finest art collections in the southeast. Evenings might mean a waterfront dinner or attending a lecture series at New College. This is what makes Sarasota special. It attracts active, engaged people at every age. The volunteer culture is incredibly strong. Whether you're passionate about environmental conservation, arts education, or social services, you'll find meaningful ways to contribute. This matters enormously for solo seniors because purpose and social connection directly impact longevity. Studies from longevity researchers show that communities with strong civic engagement and cultural activities can add 7 to 12 years to life expectancy. The reason is simple. You stay mentally sharp, physically active, and socially connected. Sarasota delivers all three naturally. Healthcare is exceptional. Sarasota Memorial Hospital consistently ranks among America's best, and the area attracts top physicians who want the coastal lifestyle. You'll find specialists for everything without traveling to major cities. The cost of living varies significantly depending on where you choose to live. Beachfront properties are expensive, but neighborhoods just a few miles inland offer reasonable options. You can find comfortable condos starting around $250,000 or rent for $1,500 to $2,000 monthly. The key is exploring different neighborhoods. Some are more family-oriented, others cater specifically to active adults, and downtown areas attract younger professionals and retirees alike. Transportation is easy with a regional airport and decent public transit. The city is relatively walkable in downtown areas, though having a car provides more freedom. The climate is hot and humid in summer, which some people love and others tolerate. Hurricane season is a consideration, requiring preparation and sometimes evacuation. But for many seniors, the trade-off of year-round outdoor activities is worth it. What really makes Sarasota work for solo living is the ease of making connections. Join a kayaking club, and suddenly you have weekend plans. Take a watercolor class and find yourself with art show invitations. Volunteer at the farmers market and build a community around shared values. The infrastructure for meeting people is already built. You just have to show up. While everyone's rushing to the Sunbelt, savvy seniors are discovering this coastal gem that offers something completely different. 4 distinct seasons, a vibrant food and art scene, and a community that values independence and civic engagement above all else. Portland sits on Casco Bay with ocean views, working waterfronts, and a walkable downtown that feels like a small city with big city amenities. What makes Portland special for solo seniors is the culture of volunteerism and community involvement. The city has one of the highest volunteer rates in America, which means you're never short of purposeful connections. Whether you're passionate about environmental causes, food security, arts education, or historical preservation, Portland has active organizations that need and value your experience. Janet is 77 and made the move from suburban Connecticut 5 years ago. She sold her large family home and bought a condo in Portland's Old Port district. Walking distance to restaurants, theatres, galleries and the waterfront. She volunteers with a refugee assistance program, joined a book club that meets at a local brewery, and discovered sea kayaking, something she never imagined doing at her age. Janet says Portland works because it's authentic. No pretense, no keeping up with the Joneses, just real people living interesting lives. The food scene is remarkable. Portland has more restaurants per capita than any US city except San Francisco. We're talking James Beard Award winners, innovative chefs, farm-to-table movements, and incredible seafood. As a solo diner, you'll never feel awkward. The culture embraces individual experiences. Sit at the bar, chat with strangers, and you'll make friends naturally. Healthcare is excellent, with Maine Medical Center providing top-tier care and specialists for everything. The cost of living is lower than Boston or New York, but higher than southern states. Expect to pay $250,000 to $400,000 for a nice condo or home, or rent for $1,400 to $2,000 monthly. Property taxes are reasonable, and Maine offers tax breaks for seniors. The 4 seasons appeal to people who want variety. Fall foliage is stunning. Winters are real with snow and cold, but the city handles it well with excellent snow removal. If you enjoy winter activities like snowshoeing or cross-country skiing, you'll love it. If you hate cold, this isn't your place. Springs are magical with everything blooming, and summers are perfect with temperatures in the 70s and low humidity. What really sets Portland apart is the outdoor access. Ocean kayaking, hiking in nearby state parks, whale watching, lighthouse tours and island hopping are all within minutes. The natural beauty keeps you active and engaged. The city also attracts younger professionals and artists, so you're not isolated in a senior-only bubble. You'll have intergenerational friendships and exposure to new ideas. Janet says this keeps her mind sharp. She's learned about technology from younger friends and shared life wisdom in return. The airport is small but convenient with direct flights to major cities. Boston is 2 hours by car if you need big city access. But honestly, Portland offers so much culturally that you rarely need to leave. One consideration is that Maine's population skews older, which means excellent senior services, but also a smaller workforce. Finding home repair services or healthcare appointments sometimes requires patience. The political culture is generally progressive and environmentally focused. If that aligns with your values, you'll feel at home. If not, rural Maine offers more conservative communities within driving distance. Here's what all 4 locations share and why it matters for your health and happiness. First, a strong sense of community beyond family. Built-in social infrastructure through clubs, volunteer opportunities and cultural events, so you're not starting from zero when building friendships. Second, healthcare excellence. Quality medical care isn't optional as we age, and these cities deliver it. Third, opportunities for continued purpose and contribution. Volunteering, learning new skills, and mentoring. Fourth, natural beauty that encourages outdoor activity. Mountains, beaches, forests and oceans keep you moving. Fifth, walkability and accessibility so you can maintain independence without relying solely on driving. Studies from Blue Zone's research show social connection and purpose matter more than genetics for longevity. The seniors thriving in these places are curious, adaptable, and willing to try new things. They value experiences over possessions, comfortable being alone but not isolated. If that sounds like you, one of these places is calling your name. Before you make any decisions, ask yourself these questions. Can I afford it comfortably without stretching my budget dangerously thin? Is quality healthcare within 30 minutes of where I'll live? Are there activities and opportunities that genuinely excite me personally, not what I think I should enjoy? Can I visit for 2 to 3 months first to test the reality versus the fantasy? Never move somewhere you haven't spent at least one full season experiencing. Winter visits don't show you summer challenges and vice versa. Research the local tax situation, including property taxes, income taxes and sales taxes. Join online forums for expats or transplants in your target city. Ask real questions about challenges, not just benefits. Talk to your financial advisor about the implications. Living alone after 60 doesn't mean shrinking your world. It can mean expanding it on your own terms, whether it's Asheville's mountains calling to your creative spirit, San Miguel's culture offering adventure and affordability, Sarasota's beaches and art scene keeping you engaged year-round, or Portland's authentic coastal charm matching your independent streak. There's a perfect place waiting for you. The seniors who made these moves aren't special or unusually brave. They simply decided that their next chapter deserved intention and excitement. They chose to design a life around their passions instead of settling for convenience. You have that same choice right now. If this opened your eyes to new possibilities, hit that like button and share this with someone who's considering their next chapter. Your perfect community is out there. Sometimes you just need permission to go find it. Four places where seniors can live happily and thrive alone for health and peace of mind.